And welcome to the Invention Licensing Show. I'm your host, David Fidowa, and I'm here to help you license your product. Today we're going to get into the secret step that helps inventors close their first deal. To jump right into it, all right, this is, as you know, an exciting step because getting your first deal closed is so very, very important. It gives you the confidence, it gives you the launching pad of a little bit of financial freedom to move on to your next project so that you can do more and more and more. There's an exponential factor in this business that occurs when you license your first product, because then you have a little bit more financial resource, a little more confidence, and sometimes a little bit more connection within industries to leap from there and then license a second product or a third product. And so knowing how to get through that first deal is so very important. And that's why I wanted to give you the secret step or the secret things that I didn't know when I got started to get my products licensed. And the first thing is marketing material. And that was a difficult step for me because I would take my ideas and I'd put them on paper, and then my expectation was that other people would understand them. And so I actually had an absolutely terrible sell sheet that I sent out, and I'll show you it right here. I sent this out to companies, and companies didn't get it, and I was shocked. I didn't understand why. I was like, this makes total sense to me, and that was the issue, is it only made sense to me. And so marketing material makes all the difference. People have to understand it, not only understand it, but have an emotional excitement about it, right? They have to see it, and they have to see a future for that product. And so, just good enough marketing material is not typically good enough to get deals, because you've got to get that initial interest. You've got to get them excited enough to move forward. And beyond that, there's going to be difficulty in this process. And if they're not excited about the product and the future of the product, then they're not going to break through those barriers or those difficult steps of getting the product through the process of getting it to market. And so they have to have that emotional charge about your product. And the way you do that is through that marketing piece. And so your marketing piece, even it might start out crude, which is okay. It has to evolve to the point where it gets people emotionally excited about your product and the future possibility of it. And so developing that so it's emotional, it cues into the things that they're looking for. These are the things that really get a product through the process. So that was one of the secrets to me, was that I thought I could just put my ideas on paper. The ideas were good enough that they would get in and work for me. And it wasn't the case. The marketing material has to convey the excitement of that product. And then the second secret I wanted to share with you is your involvement. And this was something that just blindsided me because I had no idea that I had to be doing these things. And this is where it really made the game changer for me, because I had pitched many products and I'd get interest, and when I handed over my sell sheet and my video, I had this subconscious, unconscious, some kind of expectation that once I gave them the idea, they would take it from there. And you may be sitting there thinking, well, don't they do that? No, that's not how you get the deal. And that was where my issue lied, was I had companies show interest, have an expectation for me to step forward and start to contribute to the process of bringing the product to market. And so it was very interesting for me at that point. I had pitched quite a few products, and then I was getting interest. Companies were coming back and saying, hey, this is great. But nobody would sign a deal, and I was like, what is going on, right? There's frustration, and and some of you may be at that place because it is tough, right? You pitch your products, you're not getting the responses you want, and then sometimes you may get the response you want, but then they're not signing the deal with you. And I was there a couple times, and I was so frustrated. I kind of started like asking them questions, and they're like, well, you need to give us this, you need to do this, you need to. And I was like, oh, like I thought I just gave you the idea and then you guys ran with it. But that's not the case. That's not how it actually happens. I know inventors would love to just like show a sell sheet, sign a deal, get a check. Nope. It's not, And it's not that way, right? We show them a sell sheet, we work with them to develop their versions of prototypes, work through pricing, work through marketing materials, pitch to buyers. Like there's all these different steps that actually occur that you need to be a part of and pushing forward on before you sign the deal with them. And so those are the two things that really changed my world, because I had pitched a lot of products, and then once I figured out these two things, I licensed consecutive products that I pitched. I licensed 3 consecutive products that I pitched. And so it was like I unlocked this little like key of how to actually close the deal, not just go out there and try to pitch products for fun, right? I turned it from a hobby into a business and an opportunity for me to change my future. And so that's why it's very important to take those two perspectives and use them. Create better marketing material, create things that emotionally change people. And then the second thing is be involved in that process of bringing the product to market with the company. Be a resource, be valuable to them. And those deals will get signed and products will come to market. Thank you for tuning in for that episode of License Your Invention with David Fidowa. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you're interested, I put together the Inventor Toolbox. It's a toolbox of different things that I use to get my products licensed. So if you scroll down, click the link, you can sign up for that. We'll email it to you. And subscribe to the channel. Do subscribe. We're putting out new videos every week of how to license your product. And for the next episode, it is the thing I wish I knew when I got started in this business. And that is something that I always ask successful entrepreneurs, people that have made, $25 million plus on their products, even more. I always ask them, what do you wish you knew when you got started? And so that's always been a big topic for me that I ask other people. And so do tune in next week for the next episode of License Your Invention with David Fidowa.